Hello and welcome to a very special live pop-up chat. It is Christmas Day 2019 and before I settle down for the evening, what time is it now? It is 13 minutes past 7 in the afternoon. So before I settle down for the final part of my Christmas, my family Christmas, I wanted to just check back with everyone and just see and just, well, to ask if you've all had an amazing, wonderful Christmas. I hope you all have. And I want to briefly talk about the royals at Christmas and what they've been up to. So without further ado, I'm going to go to the chat room, see who is about, and hey, let's just get talking about the royals. So, at the very top of today. Oh, I can see some people coming in. I'm not sure if notifications are going out or not. But I do hope that you have all had the chance to see my own Christmas message. So obviously the Queen broadcast her Christmas message at 3 p.m. as she always does on Christmas Day. I followed with my own pre-recorded Christmas message, which went out at 3:30 p.m. on Christmas Day. I did attend the live premiere, and hey, her Majesty and myself, I think we did it again. We both kind of got similar themes. We both mentioned NATO and climate, and well, my theme, if you didn't guess, was journeys. And the Queen kind of mentioned steps and kind of taking small steps. She did mention the bumpy road. Again, the Queen's Christmas message is always quite nuanced. We never know exactly what she is referring to, although, it has been a tumultuous year, or a bumpy year in terms of politics. It has also been a bumpy year in terms of the royal family's own personal lives, of issues we are not going to get into in this video. So, with the Queen's wording of her Christmas messages, it is always slightly nuanced in terms of placing exactly what she means, but she did mention the bumpy road, she did mention a lot about taking small steps, and obviously my Christmas message was very much about journeys. So if you didn't get what the theme of my message was, it was of course journeys. I do hope you enjoyed it as well. So do let me know if you enjoyed my Christmas message. Also, yeah, let me know what you thought about the Queen's Christmas message. Lisa says, what happened to Harry and Meghan's pictures on the Queen's table? I also think a theme going through the Queen's Christmas message was continuity, and obviously the pictures on the desk change every year. And I think it was all about continuity of the monarchy. So that's why we saw the Queen's father, we saw William, and we saw George. So we got to see the kind of continuity going through there. Now, I had to squint because when I was watching it, I was watching quite far back in my parents' living room, and I think when the camera moved around, did we see Harry and Meghan on a table in the background? Because there were several other pictures in the background, and I couldn't quite make it out, but I'm thinking Harry and Meghan could have been in the background. Now, like I say, I wouldn't read too much into Harry and Meghan not being on the main table. It was a theme about continuity of the monarchy within that grouping of pictures. But the Queen has photos of her family around her in most of her rooms. And like I say, if you looked around the room when the camera kind of panned round, there were photographs, in loads of different places. And I think maybe, I had to kind of squint, I'm not entirely sure, but I think I saw Harry and Meghan in one of the backgrounds, I think. Janice says, loved both yours and the Queen's Christmas messages. Thank you very much. And yes, she did mention the birth of Archie as well. So there we go. So there was something in there for everybody. Oh no, if anyone's feeling ill over Christmas, my heart goes out to you. It's not a very nice time to be ill. Fortunately, Prince Philip did make it back home. He didn't venture out on Christmas morning, as he didn't last year either. So I wouldn't read terribly too much into that. Now, going to Christmas morning, Prince Charles and Prince Andrew. So Prince Andrew was there. Prince Andrew did attend the 9 o'clock early morning service. Now, he did not attend the big main service as he usually would. So, there was a change. It is understood that that was his own personal decision, but also the official line is that he wanted to stay behind with Philip. Now, I don't think he did last year. So, yeah. Read into that what you will. It was his own personal decision. You know, obviously, it probably has a lot to do with what's going on. He probably didn't want any attention taken away from the main part of the royal family when they visited church. So poor Prince Charles had to go twice. So Charles attended in the morning, showing support for his brother, and then obviously he attended with the bulk of the royal family for the 11 o'clock service. The Queen looked absolutely stunning in red. I don't know if any of you guessed that she was going to wear red in your predictions, but the Queen looked stunning in red. We got to see George and Charlotte's sort of debut, if you like. I mean, I do think I recall Catherine pushing George in the pram once to a very, very early Christmas service. But this time, obviously, he was under his own steam. He was wearing a beautiful suit. He looked really happy to be there. So did Charlotte, although I think there was one moment when Catherine kind of leant over on the steps and had to kind of, you know, perhaps give her a little bit of a dressing down. I don't know. But anyway, everyone looked lovely. Princess Anne as well looked stunning. Camilla. Ooh, no. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Camilla is, I don't know what she's done, but her hair, face, skin looks absolutely glowing. Princess Anne and Camilla were both wearing purple. Now, I don't think Princess Anne and Camilla had seen each other, obviously, that day, because there was one moment where Camilla kind of pointed out, oh look, we're both wearing the same colour, we're both wearing purple. And that's obviously because Charles and Camilla don't stay at the main Sandringham house, so, you know, they have their own residence on the Sandringham estate. So they hadn't really seen each other that morning, and it was a surprise they were both wearing purple. But hey, it happens. And they both looked gorgeous. The no-nonsense, no-fuss Princess Anne. And indeed Camilla. Anthony Gio says, it indeed was a photo of Harry and Meghan near Philip's big photo. Yes. I think it was their engagement announcement shot in the garden. I couldn't quite make it out. I was quite far back and I was kind of squinting, but I did think to myself, that's possibly Harry and Meghan. So yes, I think it was. So they were there, but on the table grouping, it was all about continuity. Purple, the colour of royalty. Yes, indeed. Marcia says, I thought it was blue and Anne was wearing purple. Well, do you know what? Let's go back to the photos, shall we? So I'm going to share a link to a collection of photographs. It is from the Daily Mail, so you can choose to click on it or not. It is entirely up to you. And I will scroll down these photographs and we will take a peek. So, Catherine wearing... now, obviously, we know about the Queen's stance on fur. She's not going to wear any new real fur pieces. So, I can only imagine that Catherine's coat with the fur trim is faux. Obviously, I don't have any confirmation on that, unless there's a little bit on her outfit further down the article. But I'm imagining it's faux. She does look gorgeous. She always looks gorgeous in the clothes that she wears. So everyone looks quite happy. I mean, we've got George holding Prince William's one hand, then we've got Charlotte, and then we've got Catherine, and then we've got Prince Charles. And we can just see a little bit of Beatrice, I think, in the background. Then if you scroll down, lots of pictures of them walking. They vary in degrees of quality of the photographs. But yeah, I don't think the children looked terribly daunted for their first outing. There's also a video clip of the Queen and all the royals going into the church. It was the first time for Beatrice's fiancé, Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi. Now, I did hear the BBC presenter calling him Mozzi, so M-O-Z-Z-I. I've been calling it Mozzie, but I think the actual pronunciation is Mozzi. So Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi, I think, is the proper pronunciation. So I will slap myself on the wrist for getting it wrong for all these months. Now here we go. I'm thinking Princess Anne was definitely purple. If you scroll down, you can see the colour, and to me, it looks purple. Some people might see blue, I don't know, but I see purple. Anyway, regardless of the colour, I think Princess Anne looks really, really gorgeous. She looks like the no-nonsense, no-fuss Princess Anne that we all know and love. Yeah, no, I'm looking at a photograph now. It's definitely a purple. So Camilla and Anne were in purple. I love the trim on Catherine's coat. I really, really do. Yeah, it looks really... Oh, and there's a delightful photograph. Obviously, the royal family outside church on the return journey often stop and talk to well-wishers. So the people that have turned up to kind of cheer them on and wish them happy Christmas, they do talk to them. So we have lots of fan photographs turning up on Twitter, Instagram, all the rest of it. Some of them are making their way into articles such as this one. And we do have a beautiful photograph of Princess Charlotte accepting a present from a well-wisher. I don't know, Princess Charlotte looks a bit like, ooh, I've been given a present. What do I do with it? But yes, I think everyone just looks like they're having a really, really good time. There we go. And there's a little bit of information in the article on Princess Charlotte's coat. In the photograph I'm seeing now, you can see the full Princess Charlotte outfit. She looks like a little mini Catherine in that outfit. She really, really does. Adorable. Absolutely adorable and cute. And George looks so smart in his trousers. In other words, I don't think we've really seen him that much out of shorts. So, there we go. He's been breeched, as the tradition goes. So, George has been breeched. I think the traditional age for breeching, which means obviously wearing trousers and not shorts, is about 7. So, we are, you know, we're in that zone. So, there we go. Prince George wearing trousers. The Queen, obviously stunning in blue. I was going to say blue. In red. Stunning in red. Oh look, there's a beautiful photograph of Charlotte holding on to a pink flamingo. I love the pink flamingo. That looks really gorgeous. And yeah, if you scroll down, there's lots and lots and lots of photographs of the royal family. Obviously, we think and expect that Harry and Meghan are spending Christmas away in Canada. We don't know when they are going to return. As soon as I know anything, I of course will let you know. Right, let's go to the chat room and see. Oh, Anthony J says a deep purple for Princess Anne. Yes, I think it's probably a deep purple. Leanne says, I enjoyed your Christmas speech. Well, thank you so much. I really enjoyed writing them. You know, it's not terribly easy to write a Christmas speech. So yeah, I mean, you have to think about, you know, a theme, and then you link it to something within the traditionally, I suppose, the Christmas story, and then you feel your way with a Christmas speech about the year. Leanne said he had trousers on in the Christmas pudding video too. He did, and oh, didn't that work lovely in the Christmas message? I mean, it was at the end, and I just loved the way he was stabbing that Christmas pudding mix. And Prince Charles looked like he was just about to burst into laughter. He really, really did. Why didn't George wear a coat? Perhaps he wasn't cold. I mean, obviously it's December, but it's not always that cold. I mean, sometimes it can look colder than it is. So perhaps at Sandringham there was not a lot of wind, so maybe no wind chill. So he may just have been okay, to be honest, not to wear a coat. I know other people were, and Catherine had the fur, but hey, maybe he was okay. Tim says, Christ is born. Yes. Jeff says, loved Anne's and Camilla's clothes. Camilla's looked like crushed velvet royal blue. And yes, I agree, the Queen did look lovely. There we go. Right, people saying thank you for the link. You are more than welcome. Now, what else has happened? Oh, yes! Right, how can I go without mentioning the Harry and Meghan Christmas Photoshop palaver that went on? My goodness, what on earth was all that about? Seriously, that What a lot of fuss over absolutely nothing. My goodness, I was left agog. So basically, if you don't know, Harry and Meghan sent out a GIF electronic Christmas card to their charities and patronages. Now, obviously, a GIF is sort of slightly moving. It has kind of effects on it, like twinkly stars and all that kind of thing. So they must have had obviously a photo shoot. Her friend took the photos, and it was kind of turned into this moving GIF to send to all the charities and organisations. And then the Daily Mail picked up on, well, no, they picked up on other people's comments saying that Meghan's head or face was photoshopped because Meghan's head looked sharper and Harry's looked more blurry, even though they were the same distance. People were saying that Archie's face had been photoshopped. Then the Daily Mail did something, I think they called it flattening. They flattened the photo. And it did, in this sort of flattened photo, appear that Meghan's face had been photoshopped. And the reasons they gave was maybe they didn't like Meghan's face in that particular photo or something. But it turns out, I think, that it was all to do with the moving GIF. That made it look like one face had been sharpened and one hadn't. So I think Harry and Meghan, or Harry and Meghan's team, had got wind of this. They sent some kind of retraction, I think, to the Press Association Images, telling the newspapers and all things like that to retract the photo, to not use the photo that the Daily Mail had edited. So kind of they'd photoshopped themselves. This is all really complicated. So I think the phrase was to kill the photo, and that was on the Press Association website. Then the photographer friend of Meghan posted the original photograph that wasn't turned into a GIF, and then you could clearly see that it wasn't photoshopped. Oh my goodness, my head was spinning with all of this. Totally crazy. I mean, a totally crazy situation. It really, really was. Let me know your thoughts on it, because it was just completely crazy. My goodness. Oh, I have a donation. 10 Canadian dollars from S. Riddit. Merry Christmas to you. Mwah. My fans are all over there, so I can't give you a flat, but thank you and Merry Christmas. Mwah. I want to know what your all thoughts were on the Harry and Meghan photo. Yes, what a palaver. It was a complete palaver, I agree. Dwight says the Duke and Duchess of Sussex were not in the background photo. That was the American astronauts who landed on the moon. Was it? No, it didn't look... There may have been one there because the Queen mentioned, but no, that was not astronauts in the back. Definitely not. No, I'm convinced that was Harry and Meghan's photo. And as a previous commenter said, I think it may have been from the engagement announcement. Stephen says, I haven't been able to find any audio from the footage of Princess... Yes, the footage of the mixing, it was completely silent. There was no audio. So on the Royal Family Twitter account, which they put it out on, there was no audio. So there was no audio recorded with that clip. None exists, so you won't find any. Oh, and yes, little Archie was adorable in the photograph. It was a lovely photograph. It really was. But my goodness, what a palaver over it. My goodness. People. My goodness. Get a grip. It was a Christmas card. Oh. Karine says, over a sweet, adorable card. Exactly. It was a sweet, adorable card and all that fuss over nothing. And anyway, you could definitely get the narrative they were going with, if you know what I mean. Side-eye. But let's not go there. Let's not go there. Laura says, the best way is to go back and look at the Queen's speech. Oh, the Queen's speech is... Yes. Zoom in. Go in and have a look. But I'm nearly done for Christmas now. I'm going to be spending a really lovely, relaxing evening in because it all happens during the day with the Royal Christmas. So now is going to be my time. Hello! Hello, I'm live. Come on in and say hello and Happy Christmas. Matt's back.
Hello.
Hello, Matt is back. He's been spending Christmas with his family and he's just got back.
Merry Christmas.
Hello. I was just telling them how it's been really busy in the day with all the royal stuff that's been going on.
Oh, has it?
Yes, and that we're going to spend a lovely evening together
We
right
are.
now. I bet people are saying hello. Look, people are saying hello.
Hello.
There we go. We were just talking about the Harry and Meghan photograph palaver with all the Photoshop stuff going on. Were you aware of it? No, Matt wasn't aware of it. He's probably best not being aware of it. Everyone's saying hello.
Hi.
And Happy Christmas.
Merry
Have a
Christmas.
lovely evening. Right. Okay, what time are we? 20 minutes. Right. I am going to go now and spend the rest of the evening with this adorable man.
Stop it, you.
So, I'm going to bid you all a lovely evening, and I'm going to bid you, well, I'm going to say Happy Christmas. So, you know the stuff. Like, subscribe, share, and have an amazing, wonderful Christmas. So, mwah to you all.
Nadollar Clowen.
Madonna Clowen. I didn't say that right, did I?
You were
Anyway,
close.
I was close. So, mwah, love you, bye.
Bye.